Hey guys, WLJK, long time no see, and to the handful that subscribed to me recently, welcome. So, little background story in case you don't know, or would like to know, or refresh your memory. I realized the other day, it's been almost 15 months since I did a YouTube video, which made me sad, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the interaction with you. It just became very tough. So, quick breakdown. I'm not going to go into real specific details about the history of this. 2011, I got unemployed. Picked this up as a hobby. That was beginning of 2001. Matter of fact, that was almost 2 years ago, right now, that I got wait a second, it's 2004, 3 years. I'm off. So exactly 3 years ago, I got unemployed. My wife shortly afterwards was unemployed because the company closed down. A year after I was unemployed, my wife ended up in the hospital. She got sick. A condition that led to her losing her eyesight. Well, part of her eyesight. So, towards December of that year, I did my final update video. And a lot of you, and she thanks you guys who did this, a lot of you said, you know, hope she's doing better, hope she goes okay, this and that. She's doing good. Still fighting a little of the hiccups, like, if she gets sick, she can't take any over-the-counter stuff, and, you know, stuff like that. What eventually happened is she ended up on disability. So for the 9 to 12 months we were fighting for, first applied for disability to the time we got it, we got a lump sum check. So that's where this part comes in, because I'm coming back. I'm not sure if I'm going to come back harder than I did before. At first it's going to be a little slow. You might not see a lot. So a couple things. One, YouTube, this channel may have the occasional gaming video going up. I think the last major game I did was Batman Arkham City, and that was done in a 12-hour recording session. I went through the whole game, and everybody, well, most people loved it. A lot of people were like, oh, you know, this guy's an idiot, and you know, everybody has their own opinion. Will I be doing something like that again? Probably not. If I do that, it's going to be, if I do something like that again, it's going to be slow steps, and the camera, I'm going to explain this camera in a little bit, but it's going to slowly. Okay. So, she got this check, which let us get everything caught up. Everything's back to normal. Paid everything off. She's like, let's go out to, which is our local store, which is Micro Center. She's like, I want you to build a new system for yourself. I sat there and grinned, because I built the system in January. For 2 months prior, I've been sitting there planning, because I knew the money was coming. She said she might do it. She told me to plan. So I dug, researched, planned. I picked the parts that I wanted. I walked in and blew the guy out of the water when I turned and told him exactly what I wanted. So, and I apologize if you hear crunch, bang, pop. It's very crowded on my desk. For those who have seen a picture of my old desk, I have that desktop, but I don't have the other parts of the desk because I had to take and break those off because half of them were broken. I had to put legs on this desktop. And everything I'm going to describe to you is sitting on a 3.5 by 4.5 foot desk. And my wife's got a 3.5 by, I think, 5 foot desk. I'm still in, as you can see behind me, the dog blankie here, and you don't recognize this. I got a new microwave, new toaster oven, and up above my head, there we go, Keurig coffee maker. Funny thing is, I think I've made more hot cider and hot chocolate and hot tea in that thing than I have coffee. That if you can afford one of those, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Especially if you're the only one in the household that drinks that stuff. My wife can't drink coffee. So, the hot chocolate starts. As you can see right here, there's a box of hot chocolate. And it's not that expensive. It's a little expensive to get the coffee cups, but, you know, you can get Starbucks, you can get Dunkin' Donuts, you can get all that. Anyway, so let me explain to you the monster I built. If you followed me on Twitter, I know there's not too many to do. I was secretly announcing stuff. So this is what it comes down to now. I could show you, I did a video earlier where I showed the parts, and that video took an hour. So I'm going to try to do it this way. It's a little quicker, just listing the parts. Okay. So my system, which is nicknamed AMD OPness. Now, not that type of OPness. It's overpoweredness. Okay. First off, operating system. Windows 8.1 Pro 64-bit. Now, I went to Pro because I wanted more than 16 gig, if I could do it. I had Windows 7.1 Premium at first, but I found out, hey, it only does 16 gig. So, I went back and got 8.1. Yes, classic shells installed. I don't like that Metro UI stuff. I'm sorry. It took me half hour after I turned around and had it installed to figure out how to get to the desktop. Because when you buy the OEM, you don't get a book. So, and I need to rest my arm down here. And you might hear me bump the microphone. So, the system, Windows 8.1. My processor, the fastest AMD made. AMD FX-9590. Runs at 4.7 gigahertz. Can turbo up to 5 gigahertz, but I got that shut off for now. It's being cooled, not air-cooled. It is a Corsair H100i liquid cooler. Now, most people have been using, I think, the 60 or where it's one fan, where it's a 120 by 120. Mine's a 120 by 240. So it takes the whole top air vents. The memory, a little explaining on this. I originally had Corsair Vengeance. Most of the parts interior are Corsair, or exterior, however you want to look at it. But first set I got was 32 gigs. The chip, I had a bad chip in it. They exchanged it, no problem. Got the second group. That's when I found out that my Windows 7 will only let me do 16 gig. I'm like, okay, fine. So with the Windows 8.1, I put all 32 gig in. If I do 8 or 6, if I do 8, it's solid. If I do 16, some stability issues. If I do 32, forget it. Now, the memory is supposed to be completely certified to be compatible with AMD and the motherboard. Except unless you get to 8 cores, they're touchy. So, I turn around and put, got a set of 16 gigabyte PNY DDR3 2x8 chips. It's their Accelerate Performance Edition. It cost me a quarter of the price of the 32 gig that I bought, and works great. Problem is, I cannot clock it to 1600. The system defaults it to 1333. Understandable. Leave it alone. It works. So the motherboard is an ASUS, or ASUS, or however you want to say it, Crosshair 5 Formula Z Republic of Gaming Edition board. Nice board, had a couple problems. I had to disable the onboard, well, onboard audio is disabled, I'll tell you that in another reason here in a second. The network interface, it's an Intel chip, which I have no problems with Intel networking cards. Problem is, it's custom firmware, so you can't use Intel's newest drivers. I had a driver in there from 2 years ago, and Windows wouldn't update it, and ASUS wouldn't update it. So I got it's a Trendent gigabit controller. It's plugs in the PCI Express 1 slot. It's got Realtek chip in it. It's been great. Videocard. XFX R9 290, not the 290X. 290, but it's overclocked. So it's almost a 290X. Sort of in between the 290 and the 90X. 4 gigabyte of RAM. Little story about this. I originally got the XFX R9 290X at the Micro Center store. Brought it home, found out it was part of the problems. Took it back. They didn't have any other ones. So I'm SOL of a card. So I went 3 weeks almost using my wife's card. I found this card at B&H Photo in New York, which is a place I've been dealing with the oddball stuff I needed for video. They're the ones that provided the adapter that, if you look way back, I had to buy an adapter to put the webcam on a tripod. I will definitely deal with them more. Sound card. Yes, I got call it external sound card. It's add-in Soundblaster Z. Nice card. I wanted it mainly because I wanted sound effects and stuff. Then I found out Realtek has the onboard audio has the same thing, but I got the Soundblaster. I'm using it. Drives, I got a Samsung 840 Pro 512 gig SSD. Got it at a decent price. Like, it was like $1.01 a gig, if that. Secondaries, which I have one strictly for the games and one strictly for the recording. Both Seagate 3 terabytes. This is all, and I got one other card which I'm going to explain in a minute, but this is all in a Corsair 540 Air case. I got, hopefully this don't mess things up, but I got Corsair K70. That's right, mechanical keyboard. The mouse, I had the M65 mouse, but it messed up. So I got Madcatz R.A.T 7. Nice mouse. I got that sucker totally customized and weighted, and you know, it's real nice. Monitors. Still got my Acer H233H monitor. It's now my secondary. It's no longer my primary. My primary is a Samsung 5000 series 32-inch LED TV. Nice. Now you may ask, in the past you said about 42-inch. I'll come to that later. Headphones, obviously, as you can see. These are Syberia, or Steelseries Syberia version 2 with the little, I like this, the little swing pull-out mic. I don't use it, obviously, because I got a Samsung Q2U microphone hooked into the Behringer 502 and whatnot. Now, I'm going to come back to that other card and the console thing in a moment. Now, with the addition of working on this, I had many problems. I thought the board was bad. I thought the processor was bad. I knew the memory, something was goofy. So when I turned around and got this system running on the original parts, I'm like, well, hon, I said, you know, I got Windows 7 sitting here. I got the Saber, I got another board, I got another processor. I said, let's throw it together and get you a better system. Because she has my old system. So hers is the Windows 7 Premium. Hers has an FX-9350 at 4 gigahertz, which is also an 8-core. She's got 16 gig of that Corsair Vengeance memory. All on an ASUS Sabertooth 990 FX Revision 2 board, which you need the Revision 2 for the higher end processors. Her graphics card is an XFX R7 260 with 2 gigabyte, which is a decent card. I used that until I found mine. Onboard sound, she's got the Kingston Hyper Z 128 gigabyte. Now the funny thing is, I bought that SSD, I believe 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half. The price of that then is almost the price of what I paid for the 512 now. So it gives you an idea. She's got my old Barracuda 1 terabyte. That's all she has in there. All in a Thermaltake Black Widow case. She's got the 510. She's got my 510 Logitech keyboard, my Microsoft mouse. She's using the 42-inch TV, and she's got the headphones I used to use. So that's that. And with all this, it was crazy. That's why I got, give you an idea, microphones right here. I got monitor, TV. Over here I got the notebook, and then her computer. It's all, the wall's all screens, which is nice. It's just, it goes screen, 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 you know. Okay. Now, to explain a little bit about when I turn on it, if you hear some bump when I set my arm down, my desk is quite full. Oh, another thing, I got Corsair aluminum mouse pad. It's a real nice mouse pad. I can't really call it a pad. I call it more like a mouse track because of the material and stuff on it. But so with all of that, plus I lucked out on a handful of things. As you know, I did one console recording. That was with the HDTV. So I'm like, okay, sweet. Got this. I was given the okay to go get more systems. So I have a 360. We know that. I now have a PS3, Xbox One, and the forever elusive PS4. I wasn't watching, I got a tweet from one of the streamers I follow. He's like, oh, online inventory of PS4s are back in, and I had a Windows tracker that was tracking the deliveries of PS4s to places. I'm like, oh, Amazon got them in. When he tweeted it, they had 3,000 PS4s. When I got done making my account and went to go select buy, there was 200 left. Then I sat there and patiently waited because I was supposed to get it the next day. Something happened. Or no, I got it the next day. Yeah. I got it the next day. So I do have a PS4. Now all this is hooked into a Rocketfish 4-port HDMI switch, which the computer is hooked in HDMI 1. The Rocketfish switch is actually hooked. All four of those are hooked into the switch, and then the switch goes to a monoprice splitter, which one goes to HDMI port 2 on the TV, the other goes down to my Blackmagic Intensity Pro. Now, here's the thing. Supposedly the 360 I can turn around and record from it. Can't. PS3, you have to use the component cables. 360 I can use the component cables too, but now I'm like, there's two sets of component cables. I'm going to need a component switch. And then the Xbox One, the PS4 came around, and it's like, they're HDMI only. There's no other way. I'm like, ah. So I got everything hooked in, and supposedly this splitter is supposed to allow me to send a signal that would not be encrypted with the copy protection to my recorder, to the Blackmagic. It'll do to the extent that I had another switch where if you had it plugged into the TV only, it worked great. The moment that Blackmagic was plugged in, it would kill the signal to the TV. It wouldn't get signal to the switch or to the card either. This one will let me have it plugged in and to both, and I still get the picture on the TV. But it won't record. I've tried everything. I've tried 720p, I've tried 720i, I've tried 1080i, I've tried 5994 frame rate, I've done the settings and forget it. I couldn't get it to work. So I am presently waiting on a part called a HD Fury 2 Gaming Edition, which what that's going to do is that it's going to plug into the HDMI port for the splitter. So everything's going to go, oh, okay, we got a signal going here also. Signal going to, oh, I got the handshake. Okay, I'm going to authorize this thing to work. And then on the other side of the chip, it's like, hey, signal, sneak out analog. So to explain this a little better, when you hook up a Hauppauge, the way I had it hooked up with the 360, the sound went, the video went to the Hauppauge, and then the Hauppauge to the TV. The audio went straight to the TV, output it from the TV so that I could hear it when I'm playing. Went to the mixer, microphone went to the mixer, and then all that went to the Hauppauge to be recorded. Okay, a lot of complication. Yeah. This one let me go video into the recorder. I don't have to output it. The audio comes straight up to the mixer and then down to the recorder. Nice. And I got it set so that, alright, I got that. I hit a switch on my mixer. It'll isolate that signal. And then the signal from the TV HDMI will go to the output of the audio headphone jack of the TV, and then come over and hook into the mix section. So basically my splitter is split up. Basically I have a split splitter. The left side takes care of the gaming stuff, the right side takes care of all the computer stuff. Now that's going to change. One, I haven't got that part in yet. It's supposed to be coming soon. I just got the email today. Two, the mixer is going to be replaced. Matter of fact, the mixer and this microphone is going to be replaced. This microphone stand is going to come over here to my right. It's going to sit in front of my notebook. Well, my wife's notebook. The mixer is going to get upgraded from a 502 to either an 802 or a 1202 FX. I'd like to have some FX stuff. You know, I'd also like it because one of the other things I bought, because I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Bacon Donut, but he turns around and stuff happens. All of a sudden you hear, I got soundboards on my phone, so it would be nice to have the phone piped into the mixer also. So I guess I don't really need an FX, but that's what's happening now. With that being said, you're asking, isn't it? Okay, yeah. She would love to do commentary with me. She doesn't want to be seen, which I don't blame her. You know, that's her right of privacy. She doesn't want to be seen on the camera, which I agree. I have no problem with. But she'd like to communicate. Now, if I have my headphones on, she's not going to hear me. But then if she says something, you guys will probably go, what'd she say? So that way you can get both ends of the conversation. I'm looking at a new mic with the swing arm boom. I'm going to have it come over the new mixer and this webcam. I'm going to chuck this webcam in the garbage. When I was doing the video the first time, it shut off on me 4 times. I bumped the desk. It shut off. There's a problem with the HDMI cable. So, but I had all that set up. I'm like, might as well get a new router. I got Netgear N900 series. The second the fastest commercial router. Set it down. Computer, no problem. Notebook, no problem. Her computer, no problem. Brand new Blu-ray player, which I bought, no problem. Sweet. 360 wireless connected. Xbox One connected. PS3 connected. PS4, screw you. I'm like, great, I got messed up PS4. So I hooked it, disconnected the Blu-ray, plugged it. Hey, it works. Okay, so I let it do its updates and everything wired. Finally figured out the other day, if you have a problem, now let me explain the whole thing. Here's the PS4. Here's my router. This is literally how close they were. The PS4 is like, hey, there's a router over here. It read it. It read the SSID. It knew exactly what it was. When I went to go say, okay, I went to security settings to talk to this, punched in the code and everything. It's like, there's no router there. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, if you back down, go connect, you turn around and saw that the router was there. It all has to do with security. Alright. My systems, because of the expense and the work that I have afforded into them, and the amount of money that is spent, there is security on these systems. Okay? My system will talk to my wife's system, and I can copy files, but I have to know the password to get into her system, which obviously I know because I'm the system administrator. Same with her. So we got all this fixed. PS4, I had to make a guest account on the router and dummy the security a little bit, and then it worked. So it's wireless. Now, one last thing, all that stuff, you said, I said, dual comms. Dual comms with what? Minecraft. Now, the board processor, see if I remember, board processor memory drives and a couple other small parts. I got an old case down here. As a matter of fact, it's right next to me. That's why I'm afraid of bumping. All that's going to go in there. I think that's a 4-core system, and it's overclocked and whatnot. It will be a Minecraft server for us, for her and me. Now, you'd be like, oh, can I jump in? I'm sorry, you can't jump in, because it's going to be, it's either going to be standard, or if she liked the modded stuff, so I might throw in like a Direwolf 20 pack or something. The new Gregarian Skies, Agrarian Skies. I love the name of that. JDCat making a Skyblock challenge map. With the modded, with the setup that's going to be on there, I know it's going to be pushing it. So it's only going to be 2 people. What I'm hoping is that the other 2 sticks of 16 gig DDR I have sitting around will fit in there and make that 16 gig also. Then I might sneak 2 of the 4 gigs and actually make my system 24 gig instead of 16. But so needless to say, everything I described on my stuff and the consoles are all sitting on my desk. I have no room. I have enough room for my coffee cup. And maybe I have one of those snack bags of chips. So, console stuff, computer stuff. Now, 2 last things before I bid adieu, saying this is working a lot better. YouTube videos of me gaming. If she doesn't feel like playing for a long time, I might make him videos. Okay? My primary consideration, once I get my network or my internet taken care of, will be, she is tired, will be streaming. Right now, a wonderful neighbor upstairs is letting us share his wireless network. That's why the notebook's on desk. Notebook is working as a wireless access point. It's interconnect sharing to the router. Because luckily, wireless, bing, I can catch that and then wire it into. So, I don't want to hog up his network if I turn on and start streaming or YouTubing. I'm going to try this and see how bad it interferes with the network. So I'm going to be doing more streaming. I'm going to try to get everything down below, down, including the systems, both hers and mine, to get streaming going, because it's more interactive. I'm not saying I don't love you guys, and those who did subscribe and ended up being jerks, you were blocked. So certain things. One thing I'm going to say about the streaming, there are a couple people as of right now that I would consider as moderators for chat, but one, my chat's not that large. I had 2 people. Those 2 people know who they are. So there's a possibility if it grows, I may come to you and ask you if you would help mod, if you would so like. My wife's going to be the main moderator. Now, here's a couple things. I will not be doing donations. I won't be running advertisements because I'm not a partner. I will not be giving away stuff. There is a serious problem in Twitch right now that is helping the small people but also hurting them at the same time. There was a situation where somebody got their account closed. I mean, flat out, boom, shut off in the middle of a stream because he was doing a giveaway, and that you had to pay $2 donation to turn on be put in the giveaway, which is against the terms of service. It's considered gambling in the U.S. In other countries, it can be considered something completely different. It might be fine. It might be more severe. This is a federal offense because, 1, the person can be a minor, and 2, the government's not getting their cut. Simple as that. Donations, they're sort of allowed to take. They can't say, please donate. They can turn on and say, I have a donation button. If you wish to donate, fine, but you have to be over a certain age, and they cannot show how much the donation is. They can acknowledge the person and say, oh, thank you, so-and-so, for donating. Because they're not allowed to discuss or show how much they're making, which is kind of funny because if you look at the bottom of their screen, it says, subscribe, $4.99. They're going to get a percentage of that money, so, there's a couple things going on. But to be safe, there's going to be no giveaways, there's going to be streaming, no giveaways, no lotteries, no sub-only stuff, no code giveaways, no asking for music to be played. I have lined up about 4 or 5 groups. Give you an idea, we have Approaching Nirvana, who's relatively famous on YouTube and Twitch. You have Monster Cat, which I'm working on getting. You got Mr. Peter Holmes and Miss Lindsay Sterling. Lots of good stuff from them. DJ Orisian, which I don't have anything of his yet, but I'm planning on getting. Big Giant Circles, which amazing 8-bit stuff. I wasn't too, but he offered a free CD. I got it, listened to it. I luckily received a free code to get the newest album. I tried it, I like it. And of course, none other than Mr. Family Jewel 7X, which I have to get back to him. Those I can turn around and possibly stream because I am going to them, and they either already have permission to give, like Approaching Nirvana. I have to basically say, this is this song from Approaching Nirvana, and here's a link to their, where you can get the music. So that's how that works. I know Family Jewels isn't that bad about it. Big Giant Circles isn't that bad about it. Approaching Nirvana is not bad about it. Like I said, DJ Orisian, I don't have any of his stuff yet. Monster Cat, you have to basically sign up and become a partner with them, which I'm considering depending on how I really like this album, because I got the album for free. So, and in turn, this music could in turn be background music on YouTube videos. But that's it. I I also gotta get new glasses because these things look weird. I can only see out of the top third of them. They're all scratched up. The frames broke here. These are titanium. They snapped, and when they snapped, I'm like, okay, I just have to put them back. No, it snapped like a 3/32 piece of metal out of it, so the frame is not complete anymore. It's all super glue. And the only thing helping me holding gear is the headphones, keeping the glasses from moving. But I've been 35 minutes now. So once again, you know, stuff coming in the future. I haven't decided completely yet. Updates will be made. Okay, may not be weekly. I might do it every other week. I think that's bi-monthly. Yeah, twice monthly. That always confused me, whether it was twice monthly or, you know, twice a month, or twice a month or once every other month. I don't know. It'll be be twice, because semi-annual is twice. Okay, you know, gotta figure it out. Anyway, info will be coming. I still got to, because if you just noticed, my voice quality changed just by doing this. So, little snippets of things that has to be taken care of. The only thing is, I'm going to try this as I go, and I'm going to say once again, I thank you guys. And yes, my mouse clicky's loud too. I can't find it now. And we'll turn around and do this. Let's have a little fun here. I don't know if that did anything or not. So, anyway, I'll leave it there. It's supposed to be sounding like a munchkin. I don't know, I can't hear it. But I shall see you guys later. Matter of fact, let's shut that off. See you guys later, see what's going on. Streaming, you know, gaming, they're coming. I'm getting accustomed to playing games again. During that year and a half, almost year and a half that I wasn't recording or anything, I hardly touched Minecraft. I've been playing, I've gone through like almost every character of Borderlands too. Oh, and that is one more thing I'm going to turn around and mention before I leave. I do have Xbox Gold again. I'm planning on keeping Xbox Gold. The PSN Plus, or the PS Plus, or whatever they call it, that's coming in the future. Main reason why I decided, and it was for the reason why they invented this offer, was to try and get people to sign up, was free games. So I have Dead Rising, even though I've had it. I had it before. I got Dead Island. But to give you guys an idea what I considered for the new consoles, and I'll give you a brief thing about it, and then I'm going to see you and whatnot. PS3 got Beyond Two Souls. I saw Cyanide Epic streaming it. I caught the tail end of it. Looked intense. I turned around, got it. I got it cheap. Brand new to boot. Also got the Killzone trilogy. I was sort of hoping to have the Killzone trilogy done before I got the PS4, because the PS4 I have, what is it? Killzone Shadowfall. Unfortunately, I start playing it. I also got Need for Speed Rivals, which that's another part I'd like to get the PSN Plus, just because that's online. Xbox One, only thing I got right now is Dead Rising 3, which is fun. I'm actually starting from the beginning again, because you get so far, then you realize and do other tricks and stuff. 360, unfortunately, all I got is the free games that have been coming out the past few months. I do have the entire Mass Effect trilogy. I got Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 Game of the Year editions. I also have Forza Horizons, which is another online game. So, yeah, the driving games I don't mind online, because, you know, I can play around with that. But I will tell you this. Games I have played recently that I have finished: Assassin's Creed 4, played it 48 hours, finished it 100%. But I ended up buying it for the PC again. I had rented it for the 360. Grand Theft Auto 5, good game. It would last longer if I had the online feature and I could play with people. So that was just a rental. The biggest thing I am into right now, other than these consoles, has been Plague Incorporated and Hero Siege. And one of the games that I said back when I did an E3 thing 2 years ago, the one game I was waiting for, Splinter Cell Blacklist. I got it. I was pissed. I was like a quarter of the way through it, and I had the problems with the PC and stuff, and the save was gone, so I'm starting back from the beginning. The one I'm still waiting for, and I don't know how I'm going to get it. I don't know if I'm going to get it for the PC, the Bone, that's what I'm calling the Xbox One, the Bone, or the PS4, because Watch Dogs, that's coming out soon. And the PS4, I just found out a week from today, a week from the 11th, which is tomorrow, remastered versions of Final Fantasy X and X2, which I want to get those because my wife enjoyed playing them, and I'd play them, but she can give me a hand, you know, because she played them like 3 times each. But I am looking at this. It is now 41 minutes and 45 seconds. I shall see you. Oh, one last thing. Fraps as usual. When I originally streamed, I tried XSplit. I'm going to OBS, so it's going to take me a little while to get things set up again. And recording, editing, I upgraded to Camtasia 8. Pretty much the same program as 7, but it's a lot quicker with the AMD system. So, but I shall see you guys. This has been WLJK. I will be back. I promise. Thank you guys for staying. Thank you guys for joining. If you turn around and get email notification, all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I subscribed to this guy and I forget him, I totally understand. Like I said, down below I'm going to try to have the streaming information, my Twitter information. I used to have a Facebook strictly for the gaming. The Facebook is gone, so I'm going to have the Twitter, the streaming, you know, the YouTube. Yeah, you're here. If not, we'll get you here. So, this has been WLJK, not the radio station, as I jokingly tell people. So, I shall see you, and later.